What's going on, everybody? Welcome to TECKreacts, where every beat counts. My name is Matt Tech. Today, we've got something special for you today. We did it. We saw Sleep Token in Chicago. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. We got a lot of great content. We talked to some really, really cool people, got a lot of great videos, pictures, parts of the performances. So sit back, relax. I'll take you through the journey here in just a few minutes. And then at the end, I'll give you kind of my final closing thoughts. Enjoy. Here in Chicago at the Allstate Arena to see Sleep Token here in just a few hours. As you can see, there's a massive line behind me. I'm gonna go talk to some people in line and see if they want to talk to me about the Sleep Token experience. Let's go get it. Tell me your name and where you're from.
I'm Bree. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana, but originally from Valparaiso, Indiana.
Howdy, I'm Lacey. I came all the way down here from Wisconsin.
I'm Josh. I live here in the area.
I'm Shannon. I'm also from the area.
I'm Cecilia. I'm from Central Indiana. My name is Marissa. I'm from Worcester, Massachusetts.
Did you come from there to here?
Yes, from Boston.
I think you've got me beat. I flew in here from West Texas.
We flew from Boston. So.
That's awesome. And is this your first time seeing Sleep Token?
Yes.
You're excited, I can tell.
Yes.
Okay.
I started listening to them almost 2 years ago.
Who's first time seeing Sleep Token?
First.
Your first time as well?
Nope.
No? How many times?
It's my second time.
Second? And where'd you see him before?
I saw them in Chicago at the Salt Shed last year for the Teeth of God tour.
This is my third.
Your
third?
First. What are you most looking forward to out of tonight?
Everything. I don't know if I could pick one thing. The curtain falling. Okay. Damocles, seeing all the lights, purple and orange for them.
I think just being here and getting to see, everything live.
Cool.
I'm
gonna ball.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry my eyes out. I'm ready to do that.
I'm so ready for the just wild stage shenanigans because I know they really cut it up. I know they're going to be fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm gonna cry because it's my first time seeing them, but their lyrics hit hard for me. So I know I'm gonna cry, but also just really excited to see the lights and all the swag they have.
So you've already seen them.
Yeah.
So what is your new expectation coming into this one?
Just seeing Vessel, opening up more to the crowd and being more confident and excited to be there. And the whole setup on the stage that they have this year is amazing. And just all the theatrics they're doing. I hope no one falls today on stage. And the confetti that comes down, the whole scene is just beautiful.
Just to see them live, to be honest. Yeah, the merch, things like that.
And you've seen them before. So what's your new expectation here?
My new expectation is I'm really excited to hear Rain again because it's taken a lot more personal meaning for me lately.
Okay.
And just to hear it live, with, they have the little choir of the three women and the full experience live is it can't be explained. It can't be caught on a record.
They popped up on my Spotify playlist that they made, and I was like, oh, I like this.
Very cool.
3 months later, got a tattoo for them.
Did you? You did not. Is it in a space where you can see it? I'm gonna get it. That's awesome. That's super cool. That's awesome. All right, so a lot of people's first time seeing Sleep Token. A couple of veterans here that have seen them before. That's pretty cool. I actually didn't know that they did a U.S. tour already, and I found out a lot more about some of those tours after you guys saw what you saw here on camera. But I am really excited just for the overall, the stage production, what we're going to see as far as musicality. Really curious to see how their incredible albums translate into a live experience, given all the different elements that we hear. And obviously, the biggest thing I'm looking forward to is seeing Two's drumming live. I'm just stoked, man. We still have a couple of hours to kill. people in line are actually moving in to get early access merchandise. But I'm gonna go back to the hotel, chill a little bit, change clothes, and then we'll come back and we'll grab the concert.
What's up, everybody? So here we are just a couple days after the Sleep Token concert. I didn't get any immediate thoughts on my phone right after the concert for a couple reasons. The timeline is probably the biggest one. So I flew into Chicago the night before the concert. I landed at about 10 p.m. So I didn't really get to bed until 11 or 11:30. Luckily, we stayed at a hotel literally across the street. We could actually see the entrance of the arena from our hotel room. And kind of in a weird story, my wife and I had our debit cards hacked or skiffed or something, spoofed or whatever the word is. And whoever ended up getting it actually cleared out our checking account in a bunch of Apple purchases. So the plans had to change. I had a hotel room, didn't have any money because it was all stolen. And so my brother and his wife lovingly let me sleep on the couch in their hotel room. And they had a separate bedroom in the room as well. So that was very, very, very kind. So the plans kind of had to change at the very, very last minute. Thankfully, the bank did a fraud investigation and got all of our money back, but not until after I got back here. So anyway, I hung out with my brother and my wife pretty much all day on the day of the concert. Went and recorded some footage, which you have seen. And then we got to the concert. Concert started at about 8. They had an opening band called Thornhill, I think. I'd never heard of them before. Or no, I had heard of them before, but I've only heard one song. And then Sleep Token didn't even start until after 9 p.m. So rocked out, amazing concert. One of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. And then we didn't get back to the hotel until about midnight. I woke up at 4 a.m. the next morning to catch a 7 a.m. flight back to West Texas. Got back here to West Texas the day after the concert at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and just decided to sleep because I was wiped out. So now I'm about 2 days removed from the concert, but I still have very vivid memory of it. So let's go. Okay. The concert, first of all, where we were sitting was a really interesting seat. So we were literally I was on the last seat on stage right. So I could see behind the scrim, the opening screen that they drop. I could actually see behind it. So I had a really interesting view. The only one bad thing about the view is because of how the stage was set up, I could see the vocalist kind of in this little upper area. But two, the drummer was also kind of in that same area on the other side. So the only thing I could see was a sliver of a drum set. I didn't actually have a chance to actually see two playing the drums. Kind of disappointing, but it doesn't take away from the overall magic of the show. They played an incredible set list, all bangers that I knew, most of it obviously from even in Arcadia. The light show is one of the best light shows I have ever heard, or excuse me, the light show is the best light show I have ever seen in a concert, ever, bar none. Their visual portion of their concert was one of the best things that I have ever seen. Costumes, amazing. Hearing Vessel is extremely consistent from studio recording into a live setting. Even his growls and screams were pretty incredible. The musicians are by far amazing. But what I really wanted to talk about today was this kind of subculture within the fan base, because as I'm recording people waiting outside for the merch, now mind you, the concert doors don't even open till 6 o'clock. This was at like 10 o'clock in the morning. People are already lined up. This line is already out there. And they're waiting, obviously, to get in for their floor seats, but they're also waiting for the tour-only merchandise, which everyone did get a chance to go through that. But everybody that I talked to was incredibly sweet. And a couple people offered me friendship bracelets. And apparently these were just homemade bracelets. And sometimes they were colors. Sometimes they were colors of the album, but it had the titles of the songs, or it had certain lyrics from some of the songs. So the one that I ended up getting was just red, black, and gold. And then the one that my sister-in-law ended up getting, my brother's wife, she ended up getting one that says, I think it says, die by the feather, or no, it says die by the sword. It said die by the sword on it. I think I got a picture of it. If I did, I'll throw it up here, or I'll ask her for one. But I noticed it kind of all over the place. Whoever was sitting on the ends of rows, anytime they had to get up and let people into the row, they would offer them a friendship bracelet. And I thought that was really, really, really cool. Just kind of community aspect. Then there was this other thing going around where you got these little pieces of paper. I didn't get a picture of these, but you got these but I did get a picture of the effect of it, which I'll put up here. You got these little pieces of paper for this thing called Project Damocles. And it had the Instagram handle, it kind of had the website, and it just said that there was a project. I guess you have to go to the website to find out more. I actually didn't go to the website, but on the back were stickers, and they were either orange or purple stickers, and they told you to take the sticker off and put it over your flash on your phone, and then whenever they start playing Damocles, everyone holds up their phone, and you either have an orange or a purple light instead of just the traditional white light. And it actually created this really, really, really cool effect, which I'll show you right here. But that again seemed to evolve out of some like fan culture. And then there was the signs. There were some signs from people on the floor, and I think some of them said, "You are so loved." There was a couple other ones, "You are so something," that I really couldn't make out. There was a young lady who had a sign that said, "You saved me." And you know, I don't have experience with like Sleep Tokens music resonating with me on any sort of like relational or emotional level. We did the Even in Arcadia reaction, and I'm still kind of getting to know the lore behind all this stuff and just kind of where Vessel's, music comes from. I don't know a lot of the backstory, so I don't resonate emotionally with a lot of the music, like obviously some of those people did or do. But I am curious where those signs came from and what are they supposed to mean, because it's obviously a sign to Vessel telling him that he is so loved. One thing that also really stood out to me at the end, I noticed, Sleep Token doesn't do meet and greets. They don't do, fan pictures. They don't do any of that stuff. There actually was not a spoiler alert. There actually was not a encore. They ended with Infinite Baths, and that was it. The concert was over. However, at the end, before they played out that big epic ending of Infinite Baths, Vessel strapped a guitar on and played, and I was so into the concert that I didn't get a video of that. I actually tried to capture as much as possible for content, but not so much that it took me away from experiencing the concert. And so Vessel strapped on a guitar, he starts playing, which is super cool. And then afterwards, while they're playing the outro of Infinite Baths, he kind of comes to the end of the stage and he very much honors the fans. He does kind of like a full lunge bow, like his head goes to the floor in the style of a bow. And I know that the deeper the bow, the more respect that it is. And then he kind of went to each part of the stage and he did the same thing, bowing to the fans and really kind of revering his fan base. And I think that was a really cool show of, hey, see you guys later. Bye, bye, bye. It was like, no, this is for you. I've poured this out for you. I'm honoring you. And it was just a really cool thing to see. Again, this is not knowing how or if Vessel even finds time or has a way to connect to the fans, except for through the music. And so that's what makes me really curious about this like subculture that's evolved within it, with the bracelets and the signs and the stickers on the lights, and just showing like the fans showing Vessel love when the only way that he shows love is by performing for them and making great music. So I would love to be educated a little bit more in the comments about more of this subculture within the Sleep Token fan base. But overall, guys, it was one of the coolest experiences of my entire life. One of the best shows I've ever seen. And the fact that I got to see it and sit next to my little brother and his wife, the same guy that just a couple of years ago, I was up in Wisconsin for my brother's wedding. So I was best man in his wedding, and we were driving around looking for a place to eat. We didn't do anything wild bachelor party. It was a very small, intimate wedding, and we were looking for something to eat, and he was singing along to songs off of the Take Me Back to Eden album. And I remember thinking, like, while I'm sitting with him in the car, this is really interesting kind of music. I've never heard all this different mixture of genres, especially within a song. And then Brad told me, oh, my brother's name is Brad. Oh, it's this band called Sleep Token. He told me kind of about the albums. So I went home, obviously downloaded Take Me Back to Eden, downloaded the first album, which I forget the name of. It's blue, something about a womb, I forget. And then obviously When Even in Arcadia came out, just amazing. Fell in love with the music. And so the fact that I got to see this concert with my little brother sitting next to me was kind of really just made the experience much, much more meaningful. So, hey, let me know if you've caught Sleep Token on tour or if you're going to be catching them on tour. And then, like I said, drop in the comments and let me know more about kind of this subculture that I was talking about. But incredible experience, and looking forward to the next one. Take care, guys.